Hey everyone, Greg with DRIFTERJOURNEY here. We recently were asked what rifles we use for hunting, what calibers they are, why we choose them, and how we zero them. So I thought I could put this video together for you guys, tell you a little bit about our experience. We are self-taught hunters and taking info from everybody throughout our whole career of this. And I'm by no means an expert, so I'm going to go over what we purchased, what we have, and what works for us and what doesn't work for us. We'll put links below to products that we use. If you do go through them, they will give us a small kickback and help support the channel. But everything you see here, we've purchased. And I definitely have learned some things over the years that I would do slightly different. So I've had this Tikka 243 for probably 15 years. Got this one about the same time, and then this Savage we picked up, I don't know, 7-8 years ago now. So I've had them for quite a while. So the 3 rounds and my thought process on hunting, we have a 243 Win, which is the Tikka T3 Light. We have a 270 Win, which is the Savage, and a 300 Win Mag, which is the Browning X-Bolt. So if you look at these 3 rounds, you can see the 243 is quite smaller. Then you got a 270 and the 300 Win Mag. 243, the reason I like this and this Tikka T3 Light is that it has very low recoil, and the Tikka T3 Light is so accurate out of the box. So this is my favorite rifle that we have. I've Googled, I don't know how many times, will a 243 take an elk? And a lot of people say don't do it. If you have a perfect shot, it probably is going to work, but you don't have a lot of room for error. And so my thought process on that is, if I really trust my accuracy, maybe I'd do it, but I probably wouldn't. So 243, Tikka T3, amazing for deer. It has done an amazing job on mule deer for us. Every one except for the last one we just got, we have taken with this 243. And like I said, Tikka T3, I can't speak any better of it. I recommend everybody have one of these. I forget how tight the groups are supposed to be out of the box, but it's crazy. It's amazing. We did add this little Beartooth Products cheek comb razor for my wife. It works for me still too. So when we are looking through the scope, I can see, she can see, it works great for both of us. Like I said, it's a really low recoil. It's fairly lightweight. I have a bipod on it, so that adds quite a bit of weight to it. And then I do have a Redfield 3-9 by 40, I believe, scope. So the Redfield, what I was told when I bought it, is basically the cheaper version of the Leupold VX1, I believe. But basically, Leupold owned, I don't know if they still do, Redfield, and this is just like a dumbed down version. But the guy that suggested it to me said basically you're getting the same thing for a lesser price. So I went with it. It's been great. So that's the Tikka setup. We have a Harris bipod on it. I'll tell you one thing that I would recommend about bipods. If you like to shoot prone laying down, get the short one. We bought this big Caldwell one. We've never used it because it just sits way too high. So if I was gonna get more bipods, which I prefer to be prone every time I shoot, broadside, I didn't grow up being a shooter, I didn't grow up being a hunter, so I wait for a really good shot. I like this short bipod. I can put it down and lean into it and get really steady. So yeah, that is the 243 Tikka. I'll get that out of the way. And then we'll go up in size to the 270. So this is a Savage that we got a good deal on a few years back, and I was trying to build this one on a budget. So this Savage, I have the Bushnell Trophy X30. This one goes 2.5 to 15. It's got a larger front, so it's probably by 50. I don't even know for sure. The reticle I like is the ones that have dots below, so I can sight in and see what it does at the different dots that are going lower. But this was supposed to be a budget setup. It's a pretty short, lightweight gun, and I actually really disliked it to begin with. And reason being, I cheaped out on the rings and all the scope mount stuff. And I was out sighting it in, and the scope actually came loose. I ended up going through like 3 boxes of ammo because I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on with the thing because I didn't know it was loose. So I actually disliked this gun for a really long time. I've tried to avoid it as much as I could. And then this year, my wife and I were out hunting at the same time, so she was using the trusty 243 that was very low recoil. So I had this, and I actually took this year's deer, 180 yards, perfect shot. So I'm gaining trust in it again. So the reason I went with a 270, because, 243 works for deer, the 270 was going to be a crossover. So this is my thought process, because we know guns aren't cheap. This is a great deer round. This is a great elk round, 300 Win Mag. 270 Win was a good crossover. So theoretically, this will work for deer, which has been proven, and also elk with a good shot. So my thought was, if I'm just hunting by my own, deer, take the 243. If I'm hunting on my own, I'll probably take the 270 for elk, lower recoil. And then if we are hunting together, I'll give my wife the lesser recoiling round. So if she's hunting elk with me, I'll give her the 270. I'll shoot the 300 Win. And like I said, when we were doing deer together, she had the 243. I had the 270. So that works great. 3 different rounds. I'd like to spread out the calibers just because I was learning, and I thought, you know what? I need a bunch, like everybody thinks they do. So that is the Savage. It's actually quite nice. They're supposed to be pretty accurate. I'm having better luck now that the scope doesn't jump around, and I do check it before I go out every time now, just to be sure. I haven't actually replaced them. I'll set that one out of the way, and then we will talk about, this one was my pride and joy. It's the most expensive of the group. It's one of my first rifles. So this is a Browning X-Bolt 300 Win Mag. Comes with this kind of rubberized grip, and it's really old now, and it almost feels like it's getting sticky now. But it's a nice grip on it. And this was a Leupold, I think this is a VX5. So an expensive scope. Same thing though, 3 to 9 on this one. So same as the Redfield. I put this nice little magnetic cover on it because this was back when I was working in a shop and thought I really needed the most expensive setup. So 300 Win Mag definitely recoils the most. I was struggling with being super accurate with this one. I did put a limb saver on it, which has helped quite a bit with recoil. I would say I'm still the least accurate with my largest caliber. So, where I'm hitting at 200 yards with the Tikka, and I'm not an excellent marksman by any means, a ring at 200 that I feel great about. I get into my 300 and I'm more like, a plate, a little bit wilder. So I haven't actually shot this one in a long time. If I were going to go elk hunting with it, I would take it out to the range for a bit and do some practice until I get comfortable that I feel I'm going to make an ethical shot. We always try to shoot within 250 yards or less. Haven't gotten into the long range stuff yet, although someday I would like to be able to feel comfortable going out to 400 maybe. 400 feels like a good far number. So yeah, Browning X-Bolt, very nice, higher priced gun, Leupold optics. It's nice, but like I said, the taller Caldwell bipod, I wouldn't go with the tall one personally again, unless you're going to shoot more from a sitting position. The other question we got asked about was sighting in. So luckily for us, everywhere we've purchased these has had a laser to zero it at the gun shop. So I've always had it put on, and they zeroed it, and they told me, you know, that should get you on paper at 50 yards. So for us, I go out in the beginning, put the paper at 50, hit it, and you know, if you're center here and you're down 2 over 2, you just point back to center and move the notches on here. It'll tell you which way it goes, and drop it to there. And then theoretically, when you re-aim, you're bringing it back to center. So all of our original sight-ins, we did at a range. We were in Fort Collins, Colorado. They had a nice long range out there that you could pay to go to. I'd get the lead sled and the bags. I rented all just so this thing was kind of anchored in place and get accurate. Since then, we've moved more rural. We are not near a nice range anymore. We have national forest. We got a good spot that we can get out to 2 to 250. Luckily, they're all sighted in quite well. So each year before we go hunting, we'll take them out, and we try to just start at 100 because ammo ain't cheap anymore. So we start at 100 yards, hit paper, get it centered, go out to 200. Hopefully you're on. So the Tikka has year after year just been dead on. My wife sighted that one in this year, and she was pretty much dead on at 100, and then went out to 200. It was perfect. The 270, luckily, I got that. I had to adjust it just a little bit at 200 this year, and it was right back in the zone and worked great. And this one we haven't shot in a long time. So for zeroing, start close, get it on paper, and then go out from there. Set yourself at whatever distance you want to be for your crosshairs. And then I have a little notebook, and at different ranges, I'll put, you know, what mark gets me at what level. And also on most ammo boxes, it'll tell you what bullet drop is at different ranges. So some people like to sight in at 100 and then read the box, and it tells you how many inch drop. You can practice and see what it does, and then just know your gun setup and your reticle. Some people like to sight in at 200. I like to do 200 because we haven't really noticed that we've had shots less than 200. And if they are, I think for the bullet drops about 2 inches high at 100 on ours. So, you know, you just aim just barely down. So that is our big game hunting setups. I'm going to show you my favorite small game rifle real quick, and then we'll wrap it up.
Let's talk about today's video sponsor, Epic Water Filters. We love them because they are working hard to eliminate single-use plastic bottles, as well as provide clean drinking water for people across the world. You can shop their household products, such as this countertop filter, their in-fridge pitcher, and an under-sink mounted filter that taps into your countertop, as well as Nalgene bottles in 1 and 1.5 liters with awesome graphics. There's a ton to choose from, and interchangeable filters. They're made in the USA. They make a tap water filter, which is great for everyday use. If you're looking for something for travel or the outdoors, you can get their Everywhere filter, which filters out more particulates and bacteria, etc. Shop the link in the description below and use the code DRIFTERJOURNEY for a discount.
All right, so my favorite small game prepper bug out gun. It's a Savage 42 takedown. Comes in this nice little bag. I just leave it set up. I got a knife in there in case I go out for small game. I have it set up with the sling on it still, which doesn't make it the easiest to get in and out of here, but this comes in there, and then that clicks in, locks, and you have a 410 shotgun, 22 rifle, single shot. So load one up in each, and then the trigger has a switch on it to select which barrel you're going to use. So yeah, single shot, so you better be accurate, but super fun. That's the ejector, manual ejection. I have this little Spitfire, Vortex Spitfire 1X, so it's not zoomed, scope on here. It's got a little dot circles in it. It lights up green or red. Cool little setup and amazing, just, I don't want to say fun gun, but it's a fun little gun. If you're looking to maybe do some squirrel, rabbit, I've been trying to get some rabbits with it. Small game stuff, real lightweight, it's tiny. You can just sling it, and I have it all twisted, but sling it over your shoulder, take it on hikes with you. It's what I've been doing lately. If you come across anything that's in season, you're ready to go. And then to break it down, you just got a little button on bottom, slide it out, put that, and it just pops in half, goes back into the bag, and then you're good to travel with it. So it's getting used, it's a little bit scratched up. I love the thing. And Vortex, the Spitfire Vortex, I lost one of the covers on it. Vortex sent me a replacement. Frankly, I'm trying to buy everything I can from them because I'm reading nothing but amazing reviews about their no questions asked warranty. And so I forgot that I had lost that, and I just randomly messaged them, and within a week I had a new part. So I can't do anything but speak highly of them, and any company that backs their products I'm going to support. So if you're looking for a fun little small game gun, that would be the one to check out. Leave comments below, questions. Tell me what I'm missing, because I'm all self-taught on this stuff, so who knows? I might not be the expert. I'm definitely not the expert, but I know what has been working for us, what I enjoy, and I want to hear what works for you. So like, comment, and subscribe, and if you purchase through our links, we greatly appreciate it. Thanks for watching.